NASA just activated its Earth Defense Group. Wow, who the heck knew about that? Over possible concerns, they say, of a Manhattan-sized comet with possible alien technology. First of all, maybe you can update us about the concerns and irregularities about this 3I Atlas. What exactly is it? Obviously, we've been tracking this now for, it seems like many, many months, I think. And there are some who say this is some sort of large alien craft. Others say nothing to see here. This is a comet. Others saying this is a large psychological operation in order to get us all scared about an impending alien invasion, for maybe them to further take away our civil liberties, rally around some globalist organization where we have no voting rights. So what say you?
Well, there's a lot of theories about 3I Atlas, what it is, and some speculate that it's a craft, an extraterrestrial craft, and Professor Avi Loeb from Harvard has been kind of leading the charge in putting out information that there are a number of characteristics of 3I Atlas which are not normal for an asteroid or for a comet. And one of the things that kind of stands out is that 3I Atlas roughly comes from the same direction as the famous WOW signal from 1977, where astronomers thought that they had intercepted radio communications from an extraterrestrial civilization from somewhere in the direction of the Sagittarius constellation. So 3I Atlas came from that area. So there's a lot of speculation. Importantly, tomorrow, October 29, 3I Atlas achieves perihelion with the sun. So that's the closest approach to the sun, and it's already been generating enormous coronal mass ejections that have been occurring on the far side of the sun. So we haven't really been experiencing the effects of that, because at the moment 3I Atlas is on the other side of the sun. But certainly those coronal mass ejections, if they had come towards the Earth, they would have caused geomagnetic storms at the highest level. So all of that has led to a lot of speculation. Avi Loeb has been saying that as 3I Atlas achieves perihelion, that this is where they have something called the Oberth effect, where this is the optimal time when an object, if it's artificial, could accelerate or decelerate so that it could experience this kind of slingshot effect around the sun. So there's expectation that this period or tomorrow is where there might be signs of that happening, but it's all occurring on the far side of the sun. We are not getting any kind of satellite imagery of what's happening with 3I Atlas. And conveniently, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, which has a high-resolution camera, the HiRISE camera, which could get high-resolution images of 3I Atlas as it was passing by the sun, passing by Mars, none of those have been released. So on top of all of this, a week ago, you get the International Asteroid Warning Network issuing a notice telling all the world's astronomers and astronomical organizations that they're going to conduct an astrometry campaign to study 3I Atlas. So all of a sudden now, you have this body created or authorized by the United Nations, by United Nations resolution, to study asteroids for any potential impact on Earth. So it's correct that this is kind of like an early warning group, or a planetary defense group, as some are calling it, that could give the heads up that there's an asteroid heading towards the Earth that could impact. And so now you've got this International Asteroid Warning Network notice out there asking for a 2-month period from November 27 up until January 27 that all the world's astronomers are going to be measuring the path of 3I Atlas. And why would that be? And one of the theories is that this is when 3I is likely either going to break up, and people are speculating as to where its fragments might head up, but more plausibly that 3I Atlas is going to release a lot of probes, or that it's a mothership releasing spacecraft, and some of those craft may head towards the Earth.
So this Earth Defense Group, and what is their plan? They're going to identify that an asteroid coming to Earth, some sort of impending danger. What do we have to stop it? I mean, is there anything we can do about it at this point? Or is this, again, I come back to the idea of like go ahead. I'll let you finish that.
Well, officially there's nothing set up to stop an asteroid coming in, other than maybe sending ballistic nuclear missiles in outer space to detonate in the vicinity of an asteroid if it's about to impact the Earth. I mean, what they're really doing is they're tracking 3I Atlas, and what they want to do is get all of the world's astronomical apparatuses, networks out there to track 3I Atlas. So I think it's because it's going to be behaving in a way that needs all eyes on the skies to track. I think multiple objects coming from 3I Atlas, and I don't think they're anticipating it fragmenting into hundreds of smaller particles. I think there's an anticipation that there could be something released from 3I Atlas, and so they want the world's astronomers to track these so that they know where these objects or where these fragments or probes, whatever it could be released, are going. And officially, they have nothing set up in space to intercept a fragment or a asteroid heading towards the Earth. But in reality, there is a secret space program.
Let's talk about that secret space program. As you pointed out to me in a message earlier, you said the big difference between the United States and China-led programs right now on future exploration, mining, tourism, et cetera, whatever's going to happen in space, these sort of bilateral accords with these 56 nations as part of the Artemis Accords, that the U.S. has been sharing some of this ET technology, hybrid spacecraft, reverse anti-gravity technology, and others with some of these countries. But China's approach, they have the technology as well. I mean, we'd be stupid to think that we're the only ones or the Russians are the only ones with this technology. But China has been far more restrictive with their technological approach to reverse engineering of these craft. Do I have that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yes. I mean, the United States has had a secret space program going back for decades, using all sorts of advanced technologies. And the best evidence of this is from President Ronald Reagan himself. In 1985, he actually said, and these are in his memoirs, he said that we have the capability of placing 200 astronauts in Earth orbit. Now, at the time, all you had were the space shuttles, and they could take maximum of 10 people at a time, and there were like 5 of them that were operational at any time. So how would 5 space shuttles capable of taking 10 people place 200 or more astronauts in Earth orbit? I mean, so Reagan was acknowledging that there was a secret space program in existence at the time. And I think this secret space program has been built using reverse engineered alien technologies. And there have been a number of whistleblowers coming forward saying these programs are in existence. And when it comes to the Artemis Accords, I think that the reason these have been so successful to the United States, I mean, they just had Malaysia and Philippines sign up as the 55th and 56th nations that signed these bilateral accords with the US State Department and NASA. And so you have to ask yourself, why would 56 of the world's leading space agencies agree to bilateral agreements with the United States as opposed to multilateral agreements with the United Nations, where responsibility, overall control is shared among all the world's nations, as opposed to the Artemis Accords that places the United States at the core, kind of like think of the spokes of a wheel, and the United States is the core, and you got 55 other nations joined in with the United States in terms of space exploration, space mining, tourism, and so forth. And China has set up a rival. It's called the International Lunar Research Station Initiative, where they have 13 nations currently signed up, but the only real major nation in that group of 13, aside from China, is Russia. And so why are nations lining up to join the Artemis Accords as opposed to China's initiative? And according to my insider sources, what's been happening is that the United States has been secretly training international pilots, and we're talking about typically Air Force pilots from the different nations, in how to fly these hybrid human extraterrestrial spacecraft which operate through a kind of like technology mind interface, that this is really advanced technology, and the United States is sharing that in a underground facility near Huntsville, Alabama, which is why I believe Space Command is being relocated to Huntsville, Alabama. And in contrast, China is very parsimonious with sharing its reverse engineered technologies, because it's very wary of the United States kind of like ascertaining exactly what China has.
You what, mate?